What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I want to show you a new Digimon deck. Now, a lot of you have been asking for more deck lists for Digimon over on this channel, and I like to think I'm a fairly amenable chap. So what I've been doing, as well as playing around with my own ideas, I've been trawling around the internet, trying to find lovely people who have had really nice ideas. And I think I've found one. The theory here is very simple, as it is put by the maker of the deck, and this was made by @Ogawa Siohei. It's on the screen, alright? It's on the screen. And the theory here is, you protect with blue, and remove with yellow. Nice! So what we've got here is a blue deck and a yellow deck, and it's very, very strange. Because what we see is all the level 3s and 4s are blue, along with a Digitamer. And all of the level 5s and 6s are yellow, bearing in mind you are not allowed to evolve level 5s into level 6s. So let's start off with the blue part of the deck. Now, in terms of Digitamer, we've got 4 copies of Uppermon, and this is what we are starting to see in the deck list, and I'm paying a lot of attention to this stuff. In the deck list coming out of Japan, we are starting to see an awful lot of Uppermon. And the reason is extremely simple. When you evolve from Uppermon, if you are attacking, and your opponent has any Digimon in play that do not have any evolution sources, you get to draw an extra card. And this is just good. Drawing extra cards is good, it gives you more options, it gives you more consistency. This is becoming the standard in blue decks. Now there is a 5th Digitamer here, you are allowed to play 5. They've gone over to the starter deck and they've chucked in a single copy of Tsunamon. When you're attacking against a Digimon with no evolution sources, you get an extra 1000 power. It's fine, I'd be tempted to cut it and just leave with 4 Uppermon, but I will leave that decision to you. Now moving into the level 3s, one of these should look extremely familiar. It is Gabumon. The same Gabumon that we have seen in basically all the blue decks we've had a look at so far. It is a free cost Digimon, and yeah, it's very weak, no arguments there. But when you play it, you draw a card. It's phenomenal. This Gabumon is seeing a huge amount of play all over the place, and the reason is extremely simple. You get to draw a card. And the reason we're playing Uppermon and this together is so that we've got lots of draw moving forward. This is becoming one of the very, very best cards in the game. I know it seems underwhelming, I'm sorry, but you're not going to always be able to evolve your level 3s. Sometimes you're going to have to play them normally, so you might as well play this and draw a card in the process. The other level 3 we see is the Gomamon from New Evolution. It's a 3000 power card, which is quite a bit beefier, but it's also got a really nice inheritable skill. When it's destroyed, you get +1 memory, and this is the kind of thing we are seeing over and over again. We've got just a bunch of players going, right, I want to get extra cards, and I want to have extra memory, because that is giving me extra options, and that is exactly what we see here. This gives you extra memory. And after that, it's just blockers. You've got Mon that is a level 3 with blocker. It's only got 1000 power. It is a 4 cost to play normally, and you got to pay to evolve it, but it's a blocker. And the fact of the matter is that having cheap blockers, and as far as blockers go, this is pretty gosh darn cheap, will give you a really, really nice option to block your opponent's attacks. And then along similar lines, we've also got Grizzlymon. Yeah, it's a level 4, 5 cost to play, 2 cost to evolve, and you even lose 2 memory when you attack. But the theory here is you're not really attacking. Although if you do, remember Uppermon will let you draw a card. Yay! That's a decision for you to make. But the other thing here, very simply, is it's another blocker. And remember, you're going to have evolved, hopefully, from Gomamon, which means if you are destroyed, you gain a memory. So first, you get to block your opponent's attacks, and secondly, you gain memory when destroyed. That's pretty gosh darned good. And then the rest of the blue is really just pushing this forward as well. You've got both of the blue tamers we've seen so far. So we've got the one from the starter deck, that if your opponent has any Digimon without an evolution source, you gain 1 memory at the beginning of your turn. That's a very nice thing. And then the one from New Evolution, whereby if it goes to your turn with 1 or 2 memory, you up it immediately to 3. Yes, it's up to you, but you can make that activate before the other one, so then it goes up to 4. And when you play a blue Digimon, you may rest it, and discard an evolution source on the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. So the theory here, of course, being that this is really nice for getting rid of evolution sources to activate things like Uppermon and things like the other yellow tamer. Now, in terms of option cards, we've got 2, and they're kind of expensive, but they're also kind of awesome. Now, the one you should be expecting, because we've seen it in basically every blue deck so far, is the Cocytus Breath card. It's a 7-cost card that removes 1 Digimon to your opponent's hand, but then discards all evolution sources from it. And if it comes out as a security card, it does the same thing. This is a 7-cost card, but it basically just goes, one of your opponent's Digimon that you don't want on the field, get it off the field. And that's actually really, really useful. No, it's not perfect. Yes, they still get the highest evolution stage in their hand, ready to play back down again, but it buys you time, if nothing else, and makes them pay a lot more to play a Digimon they already had in play. The other one here is Kaisernail, and I love this. You choose one of your Digimon's evolution sources and play it as a separate Digimon without paying the cost. Now, there is a level 5, a couple of them we can look at in a moment from Yellow, but in terms of the blue, you can just play Gabumon to draw yourself an extra card. Or you can evolve Monmon into Grizzlymon, but then play Monmon as a separate blocker, so now you've only paid 2 to play Grizzlymon, but you've now got 2 blockers on the field. Do bear in mind, though, this is a 4-cost card, so you're actually paying as much or more than you would pay to just play those blue cards normally. The difference is you might not have the option of playing those blue cards normally. Moving into the yellow part of the deck, what we see here is yellow doing what yellow does. So if we start off with the level 5s, we've got Mistymon. Now, Mistymon can be a pretty devastating card, quite frankly. When you play it, and it is played not evolved, which is why we're not bothering with any evolving yellow malarkey, 2 of your opponent's Digimon get 3,000 less power until the end of the turn. So what you're trying to do, of course, is trying to lower them to 0 so that they get destroyed. Oh, look how that worked out, ladies and gentlemen. Look how that worked out. And then, of course, this is where Kaisernail really comes in, because if you evolve this into a level 6, as we'll see in a minute you can then essentially replay it for 4 cost rather than 7. That's really good. The other level 5 we've got is Magnarangemon, another 7 cost, although only 6,000 power here. And when you play it, recover 1. You play the top card of your deck as an extra security card. Very, very nice indeed. Again, it's a play skill, not an evolution skill, so this explains why we are going with playing them normally rather than evolving. And what we're seeing is that the blue cards here are basically drawing cards, getting memory and blocking, and the yellow cards are coming in here doing the heavy lifting. Now, moving into level 6s, we've actually got Slash Angemon, which I find very interesting because, of course, when we first saw this card, one of the things we said about it is, well, hang on a second, that seems hilariously underpowered, because it's an 8,000 power level 6, which is frankly ridiculous. But when you evolve, one of your opponent's Digimon gets 8,000 less power until the end of your turn. Oh. Yeah, this is one you actually are looking to digivolve, but then again, remember, you are playing level 5s. Of course, the big brain play here is you play Mistymon to lower 2 Digimon by 3,000 power, then immediately pay 3 to evolve it into Slash Angemon, and then all of a sudden, one of your opponent's Digimon has lost 11,000 power, and in theory, what you've actually managed to pull off here is getting rid of a level 6 Digimon just by play skills, not without actually mucking about doing any of that attacking malarkey, which is kind of fantastic. Now, the other reason this deck really appeals to me is we are playing both of the Seraphimon. Now, the Seraphimon from the starter deck has long been one of my favourite cards, basically since it was revealed, and it is a 12 cost to play, which is very expensive, but hopefully you're evolving it from a level 5. And every time you attack, you choose one of your opponent's Digimon and give it minus 4,000 power until the end of turn. Obviously a phenomenal combo here with Mistimon and /Angemon. I mean, if you combine it with the two of them, i.e. you attack after playing the two of them, you can drop one Digimon by 15,000 power, which means you can literally take out an Omnimon here without even having to attack. I.e. if they're not resting, you can still take out Omnimon, and that to me is kind of hilarious. Now, we are also playing the Seraphimon from New Evolution, because it's another really, really nice card. When you evolve, you get Recovery 1. So again, you really are looking here to play the level 5s normally and evolve into the level 6s. And bearing in mind here what you can do, you can play your Magna Angemon to recover 1, and then immediately evolve into Seraphimon to recover another 1. And then on your turn, if your security is 3 or more, you get an extra security attack. So the theory here is rather simple. Recover extra cards for yourself, security cards, while taking out your opponent's security cards. And they are the Digimon in the deck. You got blue cards for drawing cards, getting memory and blocking, and you've got yellow cards here, and all the yellow cards follow the same kind of deal. They are trying to lower power, and they are trying to recover. It's as simple as that. It's a very themed deck, but I mean that as a good thing. Now, in terms of yellow option cards, we've got 2 copies of 1 option card. We're not mucking about. There's only one we're really interested in here, and it is Blade of the Future. Why do we like Blade of the Future? For every 2 security cards you have, you draw 1. So here, hopefully, you are recovering enough cards that you just get to draw extra cards constantly. The draw power is really nice. Though I did make this point when I analysed the cards initially, and I'm going to make it again now, I would be tempted to play Boring Storm here. It is a more boring card. It's just pay 1, draw 1. But as a security card, it draws 2. And late in the game, Blade of the Future is going to do you nothing. Having said that, you've got enough draw power that you should draw Blade of the Future in the early game. And you're gaining a bunch of extra security here. So I don't know. Maybe this is actually worth it. But I wanted to raise it as an option. I'll let you make the decision. And then we finish off with 2 copies of the Yellow Tamer from New Evolution. Again, it's got that same skill whereby if it goes to your turn with 1 or 2 memory, you up it to 3. But when you play, you may check all of your security cards, reveal 1 and add it into your hand. If it's yellow, recovery +1. Now remember, this isn't real recovery. You're picking up a security card and then putting 1 down. You are searching your security cards and gaining an extra card, but then you're putting your top card of your deck down. It doesn't give you a security advantage, but it does give you a cards in your hand advantage, and it helps you find those yellow cards you're looking for earlier in the game. It's not great for recovery, but it is absolutely great for consistency. Here's the deck list as a whole. I'm afraid I've had to put the Digitamer as a tiny little bit in the corner. Please don't hate me for that. I like this deck. This is one I'm going to be playing around with. I find it very strange that you basically have level 3s and 4s as blue and level 5s and 6s as yellow. But as I've explained, the blue are never really meant to evolve much further. They're there for draw power, memory, and blocking. The yellows are putting in the work, but both of your level 5s have phenomenal when you play them skills, so there really is no reason to evolve them. You play them normally, and then evolve into level 6s. People have been asking for more deck lists on this channel, and that's what I'm going to try and bring you, as long as I can find or make really good deck lists to show. We're not going to do it for the sake of it. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this. I'd like to know your opinion, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games, and please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.